Your Denver Broncos just get hit with a wave of massively great news as rookies are reporting for training camp and the season is upon us. This Denver Broncos team and this fan base, which left the season like bullish on the future, are now selling their houses and betting on the Broncos to make a deep playoff run. We have more evidence that that is happening from the news today. If you're new to the channel, I'm a diehard Denver Broncos fan named Ben. Helps me in the YouTube algorithm out a ton if you like the Broncos, if you'd smash that like and subscribe button. So what we are seeing here is that George Paton is just continuing to look like the best GM in all of professional football. If you can get away from his Russell Wilson and Randy Gregory and Frank Clark moves, those are the only mistakes he's truly made when it comes to building this roster, and everyone who doubts him looks incredibly foolish. So one of the things that folks were doubting him on was like, hey, why is Jadeveon still not signed? Like, other than Shamar Stewart, who's back working out with the team that he played for last year, Jadeveon was the last first-round draft pick to sign his deal. Well, he comes through right in the clutch, and he gets it done right when it matters. Like, who cares if you turn in your paper the second before it's due? You got it done before you needed to, and that is all that matters. So Jadeveon is in the house. He is about to take this defense that was a top 3 defense last year and take it to another stratosphere. Like, do you guys remember when Riley Moss was hurt and Jerry Jeudy just tore us to pieces and we were almost lost that game to the Cleveland Browns? That does not happen anymore because we have Jadeveon. Like, the future is wildly bright. We're seeing here, as originally reported by Mike Kliss, amazing reporting there, that what was holding up this entire deal was just when he was getting that $9.8 million signing bonus, and the richest owner in sports and the smartest GM in football just absolutely came through in the clutch. Now, a team not coming through in the clutch and making a disaster of a move, and all you got to do is go check Chiefs Twitter, and you'll see that they all believe this is a disaster of a move. I had a chance to talk to Michael Darcy, who works for one of the KC radio stations, and I do content with him every once in a while, and he was saying before this deal happened, he's like, from a roster construction standpoint, it does not make sense to make him the highest paid guard in football. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs just kept throwing money into just a very few players. We've covered how they have the biggest chunk of their salary cap tied up in the fewest number of players in the entire NFL, and really the next team close, it's not even really a close second. So what we're seeing here is Trey Smith, who's not even that good of a right guard, was just paid top right guard money. He's the highest paid right guard in all of football. You got to remember that in the Super Bowl, that he was the right guard who allowed the Eagles to sack Patrick Mahomes 6 times on 4-man pressure. So like, he wasn't even that good. He was the second best guard on that team. They let their first best guard walk and traded him to the Chicago Bears. So this is a nightmare of a move. And like you're seeing here written up on A to Z Sports, like, we should be rejoicing just as much as the Chiefs. Like, the Chiefs are like, look, it shows Patrick Mahomes, we're keeping him safe. Well, he didn't last year. What makes you think he's going to now that he has got nothing to prove? Like, he doesn't have a chip on his shoulder whatsoever. And so what you're seeing here is that the actual best guard in football, and this isn't me saying this is the AP, this is the Associated Press, this is the All-Pro team, the actual right guard in football, because you have George Paton, who is thinking out in front and made the deal last year. If we signed Quinn Meinerz right now, we would have to pay him $25 million a year, but because we were out in front of it and did not wait till the last second, he's making 33% less than the highest paid guard, who he's definitely better than, and you're just seeing like $5 million less for a much better player, and I want our players to make as much money as possible, but it was good on the Broncos and good on Quinn Meinerz to take that deal last year, because it gave him peace of mind knowing that, like, if he got hurt last year, at this time, he isn't going to end up getting nothing. All you got to do here is just look at the PFF stats. They back it up too. If you don't believe the AP, you don't believe the All-Pro team, you got to see that he had an 88.2% overall grade. The only ones who beat him were actually left guards. And then you look at Trey Smith, definitely below him when it comes to pass blocking, which Patrick Mahomes needs to be able to throw the ball. All we hear about is how Patrick Mahomes has the best receivers he's ever had. Well, last year he couldn't throw the ball, and you did nothing to go out and make this offensive line better. If anything, you lost some talent. So I think that is absolutely great news. Other great news that we see that just makes George Paton smile from ear to ear is that you see that Sauce Gardner, who is an absolute diva, and I don't think he can even carry Patrick Certan's lunch, just got paid the highest ever contract for a cornerback in football. And again, don't take my word for it. You can just look here that Patrick Surtain not only was the defensive player of the year, he's up for becoming also the NFL player of the year. He probably won't win it. Jalen Hurts will win it. But you just see that he was voted by the Associated Press as the best corner in football. And if you take a look at what a steal this is, you're seeing even Adam Schefter is coming out and just tweeting it like with big eyes saying, ooh, this doesn't make sense, that because George Paton and Sean Payton had foresight last year. They got both Certan and Quinn Meinerz done. You see Certan is making 25% less than Sauce Gardner, and that already just a year into his deal that he is the 5th highest paid corner when he's the best. So when you're talking about why should you be bullish on this Broncos team, it's that you got 2 guys who are the best at their position who aren't even paid in the top 5 of that position group. And that is how you have money to spread all over the place and just build a bomb team around Bo Nix. And this is going to be just a wildly exciting time to be a Denver Broncos fan. And you know who else believes that? It's Kay Adams, as she came out today and she gave her predictions and her betting odds. And she was like, hey, I think Bo Nix stock is going through the roof. And I think that you're going to see a 4,000-yard passing season from him. All we hear about is like a rookie quarterback's best friend is a tight end and a running back. And guess what? He had neither of last season. And now you go out and get the best running back from the entire AFC West last year, J.K. Dobbins, as your Denver Broncos starting running back. And then we got R.J. Harvey, who everyone is wildly hyped for, and I just got on my fantasy team. And so the future is totally bright, and Kay Adams absolutely believes it, and that should give you a lot of excitement. Then what we're seeing is just disgruntled complaining and holdouts all over the league. We're seeing injuries all over the league as the Buffalo Bills, one of their draft picks that they were hoping was going to be an immediate starter, starts the season on the PUP list. A ton of Chargers are starting on the PUP list. And then a lot of other people are complaining about their deals, including Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, the wide receiver from the Washington Commanders. And I just love the fact that even with Nick Bonito, Zach Allen, Cortland Sutton, and Quinn Meinerz all wanting new deals, you don't see any of them out there throwing the team under the bus, that they know this team will take care of them if they produce, and they're willing to put that out there on the field, and that is phenomenal. And George Paton has shown us with the Pat Certan deal and with the Quinn Meinerz deal, he's out in front of this. And so I think we will see deals in the season for a guy that this time next year, we will be looking at interior defensive linemen getting a huge bag. And we're like, what? We got Zach Allen for what? Or we'll see Nick Bonito get a deal, and then all of a sudden TJ Watt get a massively bigger deal. And so I love how we are constructing this roster, and it's how you don't only win now, it's how you win from now on. Then I saw this 2 days ago, but I've been waiting on sharing it because I wanted to see it from a couple other places. Cincinnati Bengals, who not only play us this year, but also a team that we're going to be vying for a playoff spot. And if the Broncos don't win the AFC West, which I think they will, it's going to be really, we need the Cincinnati Bengals to not be vying for the playoffs in order to get that wild card spot. We know their defense is horrendous. They also have Trey Hendrickson, who is doing a holdout. And now what you're seeing is that the first-round draft pick right here, Shamar Stewart, is back and practicing with the Texas A&M Aggies. So it is looking like he is going to go back to college. And I just cannot even begin to describe how despondent I would be if Jahdae Barron was like, you know what, I would rather go back and play for Texas one more year than play for the Denver Broncos. Like, that is the biggest indictment on that franchise that you could possibly have. And I think the Bengals roster construction, again, anytime an opponent that we have and are vying for a playoff spot against take a step back, we have to do victory laps and celebrate. And this is just crazy to see all over Twitter that it really is a horrible, horrible look. And then just the last slam dunk that George Paton did is like, just our alternate jerseys are the best in football. I hear from non-Broncos fans all the time how much they like our throwbacks. And could you imagine being a Chargers fan? You, first off, would only have 2 other Chargers fans to even befriend out there. And then on top of it, you got all yellow throwbacks. It is just horrendous. And all of this is adding up to an incredible start for Rookies Reporting. Thank you so much, all y'all, for watching, for the love this week. Marvin Mims' interview was a blast. And then Brandon Perna, like one of my heroes that was one of the fastest 27 minutes of my life. Just a great guy. And he was even cooler in person and like talking to him than I'd even hoped he would be. Just a super humble guy. And I feel like if I had half of Perna's skills, my head wouldn't even fit through that door. But Broncos country, we're back, and we've got so much to believe in.